level off and get your head right.
All right, y'all, what's snapping in? Or what's crapping? A lot of crapping in going out there. I want to just be able to say what's snapping in, man. As if, good things happening, and there are, man. But it's not as, as fashionable or cool or anything like that. Oh, man, I got that dust storm going ahead. Let me do this really quick. I'm going to duck out of the way of it. And it goes away just like that. Efficient. Anyway, see, like I said, man, crapping in things going. I get that crappy cloud above my head, man. Trying to get that snapping in cloud. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, thought I'd come and hang out with y'all for a minute, man. Kind of like the celebration of as we slip into autumn, right? It's my favorite time of year, man. I was married in autumn, right? Autumn rocks, man. That's my jam, right? Got my cocoa. That's right. Zozo is drinking him some cocoa. Autumn spice cocoa, baby. That's right. And it's autumn spice. It's not pumpkin spice. I don't do pumpkin. I'm a man. Autumn spice. I drink. If it's gonna be spiced, it's gonna be autumn spice. It's not gonna be pumpkin spice. And then pumpkin spice. No, autumn spice. Fall spice. Dang it. I'm a man. That's how I do it. Anyway, so let's talk about some stuff that I don't care about. You don't care about it either, man. You don't care about it. Not because you're apathetic or anything like that, but you don't care about lunacy. That's why you guys hang out here. Say, man, we don't care about all this lunacy, man. Right? So we're gonna talk about it because we don't care about it. What we do care about is being that salt and light, man, and promoting some sanity in this insane by the day, more insane by the day. And it's always been nutty, man. The world's always been crazy. It's kind of like goes in cycles, man. It just goes in cycles. We add another, another insanity incline where we're doing it again. And we're in a generation where we really should know better. No excuse there's no excuse to be doing this stuff again. So at any rate, let's see what we got here. And thank you guys, as usual, for coming in. I see my dude Aircraft Sparky up in here. What's up, Aircraft Nerd? All right. I'd like to be able to get on your level of aircraft nerddom. I used to really dig aviation when I was a kid, man. I really did. I don't want to say grow. That's not a good way to put it. I grew out of it, but it's like, I just grew into other things. And but I still dig aviation to a nominal degree. Anyway, y'all, good to see you. And let's see if I can what my observations are on this stuff that's going on that came across my desk this week. And don't forget, y'all, it's like, Zo, dang it, get to the point. I'm trying, man. I got that ADD, man. I be remembering stuff as I go. Don't forget to go to the website. I'm trying to get off of YouTube, man. Right? I'm trying to get out of here. So I don't want to be dependent on the enemy. I'm not fighting the monster here. I'm feeding it. I don't want to be food for the monster. Right? And so I want to take the party over to my website, bronzeserpentmedia.com. And hopefully you guys will keep up with my work there. I'll still be doing like some promotional stuff on YouTube, let folks know that I've got a video coming or something like that. But in terms of like actually, loading my content onto YouTube, no, it's pretty pointless to be here. I'm thankful that you guys still showed up. You guys are like all I have left, and I would rather have that remnant, at my website rather than, just scraping, here for YouTube. You guys are a blessed few that still tune into my work, and I'm very appreciative of that. And I hope that you guys will, continue to tune in at my website, bronzeserpentmedia.com. Become a member, right? We want to get it popping over there, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a party. At least I'll try. I'm not very good at throwing, parties, but we'll try. You guys bring the party. Right, I'm just gonna host it, right? But you guys bring the party. Dang it. Anyway, so what do we got here? We got Disney's. that's already going wrong. The article's starting off with Disney. Oh, dang, right? Okay. Any of you guys ever been to Space Mountain? And you get on Space Mountain, and they got to shut it down for a minute while they fix something. Man, you ever seen that thing like when they turn on all the lights? It's like, man, you do not. It's like the whole time. It's like, man, I'm gonna get bumped in the head by something, man. I don't want to be in here. Dang, it's like something's gonna, It's like don't be trying to put up. I've had friends, man. I go to that I've gone to Disneyland with back in the day, and they be on it, just been throwing their hands out the window, man. They look like one of those things in like in the parking lot, that balloon thing where their hands be up like that. And I'm like, are you crazy? This, I wouldn't even put my hands up like that. It's like me riding around like this, man. It's like, get decapitated like riding around in Space Mountain. I saw that thing with the lights on in it. It ain't pretty. Yeah. All right, so Disney. Disney's Aladdin star, Will Smith. Man, what a blessed person he is. What such affluence that he has here in America. But just still doesn't seem happy. Kids don't seem too happy either, man. And there's no excuse for that. And I think a lot of that is you and Jada's fault. That's not America's fault. But at any rate, y'all, it's like, man, you guys have so much. You have more than you know what to do with. You really do. And your children, they grown now, ain't they? Yes. Well, at least they think they are. If your kids ain't grown yet, they sure as corn think they are, and the philosophies that they fill their head with, ooh, wow. It's kind of scary. Anyway, not trying to be Dr. Phil or anything like that, but seriously, man, I'm serious. You guys are more blessed. You're way more flipping blessed than you know what to do with. It really, success has really gone to your head, and you have no counsel of the Holy Spirit to deal with it, right? So, and it shows. It shows. You guys are just totally unappreciative. You have a misplaced of priorities of what to be appreciative of, and if that's where my mind, if that's where my mind would go, for the trade-off of being that successful. Keep success, that kind of success, far from me, where it's like I would have a mindset from that. Lord, hey, if it would take my eyes off of you and just give into this kind of lunacy, I don't want it. That don't mean I don't, wouldn't like to have that kind of success. I mean, man, I'd love to be able to, put that money into making productions and stuff like that. Ooh, that would be awesome. But if it would make me, and don't get me wrong, y'all, I shouldn't say that. That's not a fair thing to say about people who have wealth, because people who are not wealthy are that crazy too. They're that off as well. It's just one of those things where it's like you would think you would have some sense of graciousness or appreciation, for what you've been able to achieve in a country that you hate so much. It doesn't make any sense. There's just no excuse for that. So anyway, he's shown his support, for Black Lives Matter, and is a proponent of critical race theory. Okay. Critical race, and man, cocoa tastes good out of the Zoloft mug, y'all. Don't deny yourself. You boogie on over to my website, bronzeserpentmedia.com, and you get this mug that is just so fit for drinking cocoa out of. Autumn Spice, baby, because that's how a man does it. Yes, get your mug. All right. Anyway, and I'm sorry about the shipping cost. The shipping cost is where they get you, man. The shipping, postage is just going up, man. The shipping is going up, and that's where they get you, man. And I apologize for that. I wish I could bring it to you for a better price, but it's worth it. Num num num. All right. Anyway, so. We got Will Smith, proponent of the critical race theory, going as far to say, Aircraft says, I'm quite successful, man. From your lips to God's ears, man. And if this is where the Lord needs me to be, because we kind of like not to go too deep in on this, with the shadow banning, we're talking about being also in the shadow of the Lord's protection. If He needs to protect me from the cray, me and mine from the cray. Especially how crazy I could probably go, I'm with it. Okay, the Lord knows better. I'm okay with it. Okay, so anyway, it just kind of sucks, man, when you see a lot of people out there that just, they ain't hearing the truth, man. It's because people trying to tell the truth, it's just being hidden from them. That really sucks. It's heartbreaking. I just want to do my part, and so it's like, put me in, coach. I feel like I've just been kind of benched. You know what I'm saying? And, kind of want to get in the game. But like I said, I don't want to get too full of myself and, be all gung-ho and get out there and be more of a liability, to myself, my salvation and all that sort of stuff than anything else. When the Lord's ready, He'll go ahead and pull the trigger on it. Anyway, so he goes as far as to say, he goes as far as to say critical race theory should be called truth theory. Okay, Will, you're supposed to be, a highly successful rapper. Not, nobody's perfect, man, but you're a highly successful rapper, and rapper, it means rap. I mean, rap means rhythm and poetry. You could be more poetic than that. I mean, and say something that would make more sense than that. Couldn't you? Critical race theory should be called truth theory. Man, that's stupid. Okay, that's stupid. Will, truth isn't a theory. Okay? Once something is established as truth, it can no longer be a theory. All right? So there can be no truth theory. All right? You can work a theory and until it is established that, hey, the consensus says, okay, dude, this is true. All right? You can work, but you can't say theory is truth before it's actually been established as truth. You can't do that, man. But at any rate, well, I mean, I will agree with you here. Yes, there is racism. Yes, there is. And I know with Republicans, they shoot themselves in the foot and they say, there's no racism in America. It's like, that's why you guys are why Democrats succeed. Because once again, let me break this down to you. When you keep saying that there's no racism, no systemic racism, no white supremacy, no white privilege, you just wipe the Democrats' slate clean. You got nothing to fight them with. You just wipe their slate clean. That's why people don't believe that they're racist. They believe you're racist because Democrats just take that around and throw it. They're gonna accuse somebody of racism. They're gonna accuse somebody. It does not work to say that there's no racism. You can't do that. It ain't gonna work. It doesn't work. And when you try to say that there's no racism, Democrats take advantage of that free pass that you Republican voters, you guys know who you are. You guys tune into this show because you guys know what's up. You already know the deal. Talk about those people, those other conservatives who listen to the mainstream who just don't get it. And they're the reasons why these liberals keep advancing with this stuff. They're why. All right. So you wipe the Democrat slate clean and they're going to turn that and they're going to channel it back at Republicans. That's how that works. That's why they keep succeeding. That's their biggest weapon. Their biggest weapon, and conservatives give them all the ammo they need, right? So the thing is, you might want to agree with it. It's like, hey, yeah, Will, you're all you critical race theory people, yeah, you're right, yeah, you're absolutely right. But maybe you should stop voting for the culprits of it. That's the Democrat Party. All this racism that you guys see, or the racism that you're made to see. Man, that's not coming from Republicans. Republicans ain't got nothing to do with your community, and you make sure that. That's not Republicans' fault. That's yours. You don't vote them in. You make sure that they're not welcome. So in your microcosm, where you are, where you guys are packed in, the racism that you see is coming from white Democrats. That's your world. And you've let them make you believe that these boogeymen from outside of your community are exacting all this racism on you. It's not true. Republicans ain't got no power in your area. That's all Democrats. So Will Smith, the elitist that he is, the white people that he hangs, it's like, dude, those are Democrats. Okay, those are Democrat voters. These elitists, these people that give you the filter of how you see white people, that's them. You're surrounded by them. It's like it's right under your nose, man. Right under your nose. And that's a lot of how things are. People don't detect something when it's right under their nose, right there in front of them. It's like reading a book like this. You can't see the ink on the page, man. It's like it's so close to you, it's right there, and you don't register it. You're influenced by these people. You are under their spell. They got you. All right. But for Republicans, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Quit saying that there's no racism. There is. And if you keep saying that there isn't, then you got nothing to fight the Democrats with. Nothing. People don't care about your economic policy. People don't care about your domestic policy. People don't care about your defense policy and your immigration policy and your abortion or your pro-life policy and your marriage policy or any of that stuff. They don't care. They don't. Because they don't trust you, because you've helped the Democrats make it to where you can't be trusted, because you've taken the stigma of what they're guilty of by trying to say that there is none. It don't work that way. So as long as people associate these evil with you, they're not going to care about any of your policies. Look how far y'all are having to go to try to show the evils of what the Democrat Party are doing. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about what Biden is doing or not doing. They don't care what Hunter is doing. I know you guys want to think that they do. They don't. You can take all the polls that you want. When is like Republicans live in this fantasy land where people are waking up and they're getting it. Just because they get it don't mean that they get you. Right? That's the thing that you need to understand. You guys are so, it's like you got a lot of these Republicans out there. They think that people are waking up and they're getting it. Like I said, it doesn't mean that they get you. Right? And they're still going to go back to doing what they're doing. They just think that they can do it better. You see what I'm saying? Look at history. People can see the evils of communism. People can see the evils of socialism. They can see the evils of collectivism and stuff like that. What's their conclusion? Yeah, that stuff was evil. Yeah, Hitler was evil, this and that and whichever. But we can do it better. Doesn't mean that they want to become one of you. That's how that works. You got these Republicans out there excited about, oh, they're waking up and they're getting it. No. All they're going to assume is that they can do it better, which means that they're going to be worse. Right? Does not history show that? So I'm telling you, man, you gotta be careful with this. You know, you gotta be so careful, man. If we're gonna talk about real critical thinking, all right, we gotta counter their so-called critical thinking, their critical race theory nonsense and all that sort of stuff, and counter it with some critical thinking of our own, and not get ahead of ourselves with what these people are doing and assuming that they're waking up and that they're getting it. Yeah. Like I said, just because they may be getting it don't mean that they get you. Don't mean that they want to have anything to do with you. And they're going to assume that they can do what was done and do it better. Be more virtuous with it and all that sort of stuff. Okay? So at any rate, y'all, so we're looking at these people in these inner cities and trying to tell them, hey, man, Republicans ain't got to do that. You're voting these people in. You're voting in your own oppression. You vote for these Democrats. A lot of times they'll even try to tell you, well, they say, I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat. They're all the same, you know, and all that sort of stuff. And they'll try to, you know, save face and that they don't have anything to do with Democrats or anything like that. And and you know, the old saying, you know, I just vote for whoever's the better person and all that sort of stuff. I mean, which is really you guys defending these Democrat white devils as it is. And if you're not, then, well, here's the thing. If you're not voting for them, which a lot of them will say that they don't. It's like, no, I didn't vote for this. And, you know, no. So, okay, well, then how did they get there then? How did they get there? If you're not voting for them, you're not buying into the system and you don't feel like you should have to vote because you don't really feel like you're an American citizen, all that sort of stuff. And you're not going to partake in this racist American system and they're all the same and all that sort of stuff. Okay, well, if that's the case, and like I said, I hear that a lot. If that's the case, how did the Democrats get there? How did Democrats hold on to the offices that they have in your communities? How did they get there? Well, it must be they gotten there either because you're lying or they got there because they cheated. That's the only way that they could have got there. Which means that what we've been saying about that is right the whole time. Yes, these Democrats, they cheat. Because if you're not voting for them because you're above the fray and you're not giving into the system and you really only vote for the best person and you know that these people are crooked so you don't really vote for them, well, then how did they get there? How are they retaining their power? Election cycle after election cycle, right? Well, like I said, it must be because they're cheating. So, you know, or either just admit that you are giving power to your oppressors. You vote for them. That's how that works. Let's see, what other nonsense is going on out there? Speaking of race, and I tell you, man, if it's one thing that I really don't feel like talking about, is the race narrative. But somebody's got to help set the record straight because that's all they talk about. It's not me like that's all there is to talk about. This is their biggest weapon. This is their weapon, y'all. This is what they're trying to beat the country over the head with. Beat it into submission so they can, you know, they can reshape it in their own ideas, right? So, we got this article saying that this data firm claims racism causes tree inequity in U.S. cities. Dang, are you serious, man? You know, this whole race bit, man, I'm telling you, man, it's almost like so much of the black community is just trying to make us look like the biggest punk sissies on the planet. I've been saying this for years, right? But YouTube doesn't want that heard. That's why they keep my stuff squad. It's like, hey, can you take a moment and just look at yourselves? Just all day, butthurt all day. When? You know, it's like, serious? Everything is racist, just whining about, oh my goodness, man. It's so sad, dude. It's embarrassing. It's flipping embarrassing, man. So it's like, I can't go, go on enough about how embarrassing that is. So I want to, I'd rather go on to something else. But at any rate, y'all, okay, so trees, flipping trees. Trees are a lack of trees, I should say. This is the problem. The iniquity of trees is like, okay, so I guess there's not enough healthy trees or whichever like that. It's just this deficit of trees. I guess that's what this article is trying to say. A deficit of trees, I guess in the inner cities or in the black communities where blacks are, is due to racism, or racism causes a lack of trees or whichever. Right? I said, wow, really? We're gonna do it with trees? Okay, so let me get this straight, because somehow this seems very contrary to their race baiting narrative. This is a contradiction as far as I'm concerned, because if I'm understanding correctly, it's racist to have less of those tree things that white people hung black people from. I mean, according to the truth theory, of the supposedly brilliant Will Smith, this is the truth theory. I guess we got to call this truth theory now. Trees are supposed to be like the most racist things on the planet. When you get down to it, ain't nothing more racist than trees. Because not only were blacks the only people, I guess, to be hung from trees, because we're uniquely strange fruit, right? Only blacks get hung from trees. We're special like that. Nobody else has been hung from a tree. So I mean, why would you want trees? I mean, trees were also used to make those slave ships. Dang, man, all trees should be burned, and no black person should ever have to lay their eyes on such an offensive sight when you get down to it. I mean, I hate my guitars. I hate them. I hate my drums because they made from trees, right? If these people were really down for the struggle and wanted to take a stand against racism, they would burn every tree in the inner cities instead of trying to say it's racist because they don't have any trees. You know how like those trees were burned up in the riots, right? As they turn around and say lack of trees is a sign of racism. It's like y'all went and burned trees, and then y'all gonna say it's racism because we have a lack of trees. Like, come on, man. This is the lunacy that I don't care about this stuff. I don't care about it. That's why I started to say I don't care. I don't care about lunacy. I mean, I care what it does to people, man. Don't get me wrong, man. I ain't that callous, man. But for real, this is the lunacy that we're dealing with, man. I'm trying, and conservatives, I hope you guys share the link to my book, man. A Solid Right Cross. I talk about this stuff. I'm trying to tell conservatives, this is the stuff. It's gonna get worse. The Republicans keep fueling the fire of it, right? Democrats don't need your help being crazy. They don't need your help. It's like they are. This is their thing. This is their fetish. This is what they're caught up in. Don't let them catch you up in it. I'm trying to tell you. Republicans, they fall into the trap. Too many Republicans, they fall into their trap every time. And with the denial. Just don't do it. Don't do it. You got to know how to trap them in their own game, right? So at any rate, y'all, I think that's I just wanted to come in and holler at y'all for a minute, and brag about my mugs, and stuff like that, so you guys can go to the website and get them. And also implore you to go to my website, become a member. It's free. Become a member there. We'll do it free while it lasts until too many crazy people start showing up and trying to troll in there and stuff like that. Then maybe, I might start getting a little more heavy-handed about like the member login, or I might even start charging. You guys might want to pay to be there and say, man, this is where the real party is. I'll pay the door charge, right? I'll pay the door charge. But I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to put my stuff behind a subscription wall. It's like, man, we're trying to make sanity as available as possible, man. We need to make sanity available, right? I don't want to be charged. It's like, I'm grateful that people donate and stuff like that, because people who are donating, they understand. It's like, yeah, man, we need to promote some sanity, So, some people feel like when they pay like a subscription wall that all the stuff should be exclusive and stuff like that. And it's like, man, we need to make this stuff available. We got to do our part to push some sanity out there, right? A lot of people's voices are getting cut off who are speaking some stuff that's good for the head. And I would like to think that I'm one of them. I'm trying, y'all. It's like I'm a knucklehead myself, but I might have my moments of some common sense, and I want to be able to share that. I want to make that stuff available. It's like I'm not, I don't want to. It's not all about money and stuff like that, and trying to have a subscription wall. And people who do put up a subscription wall, it's not even all about money for them. They just want to keep their business going. They want to keep their ability to promote truth. They want that too. And people are going to have their different methods. Some people do a subscription wall. That's not me. I don't want to do that, at this point. I prefer, people just contribute, buy merchandise and stuff like that. And I want to be able to make better productions and bring these things in more interesting ways, to attract the attention of other folks. That's what I want to be able to do. We're trying to connect with folks to tell them the truth, without compromising the truth, but, being creative with how we tell it to them. So at any rate, y'all, I hope to see you guys there, because come October, I'm doing the stuff from my website. That's where I'm going to be trying to do it. If you guys support, it'll be more successful. There's going to be some bumps, in the road. It's going to be, glitchy and stuff like that at first. I hope you guys will be patient with me, but, we'll get it ironed out. So anyway, y'all, thank you guys so much. You guys are a real blessing. It's always good to see you when you guys show up. And forgive me if, like I said, I'm a horrible host and I don't get to address everybody as they come in because I'm clumsy like that. And I try to go to the host or the chat page. And then I try to get back on track with what I was thinking, and I totally derail. I'm not talented like that. Got that ADD. All right, y'all. Anyway, and also, y'all, if there was a question or something like that you wanted to ask me or anything or a comment, put it in the comments section, because, the chat goes, wait, if I miss it, and if because sometimes, I may hear, my wife will let me know that, hey, I saw this question, but it's not there anymore, and I don't know who it came from or anything like that, or I can't, respond or whichever. Put that question in the comments section or the comments or whichever, and I'll try to get back to you. I have a better chance of seeing it there. All right, y'all. Blessings, and we'll talk again soon.